that on a skater. Tony Thomas slots in as well. He wears number 4. The linesmen for today are Dylan Lewis and Lawrence Krugliak. The referee is Michael Gounod. And we are underway here in Danbury. Thanks so much once again for tuning on in, folks. I'm Zach McGinnis. We've got ourselves a good one in store. Flip down into the Danbury zone, and it's Wojciechowski along the boards. Can't get past Quagley. Palameke throws a shoulder, separates Hagley from the puck. Down into the zone, and it'll be scooped up by Isaiah McKinney. This pairing of McKinney and Driscoll were so important for the Titans yesterday. Any important moment of the game, you could expect to see those two on the blue line. No surprise that they get the start, but they'll have to deal with the defensive zone face-off back in their own end as Cade Bacon touches up on the icing. 36 seconds gone by here in the first. Second line of Jake Oldham alongside Aiden Bepko and Chase Cummings now on the ice for Danbury. Off the draw, it gets sent off the skate of Oldham, and it'll trickle all the way down behind the Danbury goal line where Cole Madsey will pick it up. Madsey, wearing the captain's C, will begin the breakout by giving it along to Cummings. Cummings lost his backhand pass. D to D they go as Thomas gives across to Siri, and Siri gets it down deep. Fernandez will come out of his cage, shoveling it along the far side boards. Goodman flips it out of the zone. Too far for Oldham. Oldham trying to chase after it. Goes off the legs of the referee. Madsey sends one off the linesman as apparently the officiating crew's in the firing line early on. Here's Bryce Wallace. Crunched up against the boards by Justice Sheltgen. Sheltgen with a strong game as well. He is the only Canadian on this New Jersey Titans squad. Here's Thomas, canceled out by a forechecking Cole Madsey. Madsey with the puck in his skates. Reinforcements arrive in the form of Dylan Weber. 2/3 of the leadership crew of Danbury currently battling for it in the corner. Also there is Luke Dubé. Coming up with it is Weber. Weber centering attempt, flex aside. Good job by Siri getting in the way. Now it's Tanner Smith. Smith cut off by Brandon Cope. Cope stops behind the cage, loses possession of the puck. Lefkoff is there and gives back to Cope. Brandon Cope leads this Danbury Jr. hat-trick squad. 3 games played, 3 goals, 2 assists. Not bad. Here's Jamison Bain for the Tricks in the corner. Giving him plenty to work with is Jake Spangler. They separate as the puck is left. Dylan Weber sending one off the top of the boards out of the zone, right onto the stick of Randall Green, who sends it back down deep. Good start for the New Jersey Titans so far in this game. They scored about 3 minutes and a second into, last afternoon's affair. But barring a miraculous dump on goal, they'll have to wait a little bit longer to find the back of the net this time. Bell goes over far side, and it's TJ Stone who will dump it down into the Danbury zone. Fernandez leaves it behind the cage for Lefkoff. Here comes Connor Lefkoff through the stick of Kyle Madigan. Madigan with a pair of goals in yesterday's game. I had a chance to speak with Danbury Jr. Hat-Trick's Director of Communication, Casey Bryant. You might have seen him running around yesterday getting lots of filming done as Rogers tries to cut on through. And he said early on he noticed that if he keeps the camera on Madigan, he'll get some good footage. Why? The puck seems to find him. And Kyle Madigan certainly had himself a game yesterday. But if you ask him, he'd give up both those goals if it meant that the team got the W. Here is Madigan with the puck. Madigan, his shot gets deflected into the corner. Cade Bacon, the 6'5" defender, lost possession of the puck. Driscoll wraps it into the near side corner. Mazzy lost it. Mastroni a shot, and that one gets deflected wide. Boy, Nate Mastroni, fresh off the bench, suddenly found himself in a prime scoring opportunity. Mastroni listed at 5'5", 130 pounds. Not the biggest of hockey players here in the NA3HL, but one of the things that the coaching staff loves about Nate is he does not play that size. He plays a big game. Jersey looking to clear off the stick of Avazov, and now further along Doucette. Here's Doucette trying to get around Lefkoff, lost possession of the puck. Hagley in the corner. Hagley with a little daylight gives down low Doucette. Doucette tries stuffing it between the legs of Alex Fernandez. Fernandez holds it tight. At the point, another shot goes off the skate of Lefkoff wide. In the corner, trying to dig it out, was Dubé for Danbury. Instead, it'll be Doucette going back up at the point. Here is Thomas. That shot swallowed up by Fernandez, and he'll hold on. 4:50 gone by here in the first. New Jersey has recorded now 4 shots on goal. Alex Fernandez with a new set of pillows on his legs. They're Vaughns. They are Danbury colors. They look nice. Face-off won by New Jersey. A rising headhunting shot by Rocco Siri goes well over the top of the cage. Getting the puck out of the zone is Dubé. Dubé into the New Jersey, and he'll chip it down deep. Brandon Cope sniffing around for it as well. Getting there first to the puck is Nick Byron. Back at the point. Byron blocks that in front. Cleared out of the zone. Jamison Bain nearly turns it over, but then just does enough to slow down Justice Shelkin, as Shelkin saw a lot of open ice in front of him. Here's Brandon Cope getting it out of the zone. Connects with Weber. Weber pestered from behind, sends it into the skates of TJ Stone. Stone's able to send it into the corner. Weber still all over him. Cope gets it back down deep. Pass goes through almost everybody. Cole Madsey knocks it down. Now here's Brandon Cope. Top of the circle, a snapshot. Kavanaugh directs that aside. Centering rebound attempt gets knocked away. Puck still in the New Jersey zone, but only for a moment as it's cleared all the way down by Giovanni Russo. Here's Wojciechowski. Sent over far side. Stone keeps it alive. Stone sends it down deep. Trying to get a handle on the puck, but unable to do so was Gorilov. Now Spangler. Sent in front. It's loose in the blue pane. Cleared out of danger by Madsey. No icing on this play, as Randall Green will slow down behind his own cage. Both teams in the middle of a change. Wojciechowski nearly able to cut that off. Now 2-on-1 developing. Here's Doucette. Gives it long to Avazov. Avazov in. Saved by Fernandez. Hagley a shot. He scores. Fernandez never recovered from making a beautiful save on Brandon Avazov. And George Hagley with a one-timer past the glove of Fernandez. And it's 1-0 New Jersey. For Hagley, it is his first goal of the season. He plays back on the point for New Jersey's first power play unit. And New Jersey was unable to convert with the man advantage yesterday. They went 0 for 4. But a nice job by the youngster from Cockeysville, Maryland, to stay in the play. And coaches talk about the home plate area, the area from the top of the circles in line with the dots down to the goal. That's the most dangerous area. That's where a majority of goals are scored. And Hagley was right there, had the puck come to him, and put it on home. So now, once again, Danbury finds themselves trailing 1-0 in the first period. And once again, they find themselves going on to the penalty kill, as getting upended in the neutral zone was Vladimir Gorilov. Nate Mastroni will sit for 2 minutes for interference. So we get to see New Jersey's power play for the first time this afternoon. They went 0 for 4 yesterday, and, well, since yesterday was their first game of the season, you can figure out what their season-long percentage is. Meanwhile, for the Danbury Jr. hat-tricks, they come into this game ranked 8th overall in the league. They are killing off 88% of their penalties. Sent back to the point, cut down. Here's Avazov battling with Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski with a pair of Titans to deal with. Avazov comes up with it only momentarily. Weber there to help out. Avazov down to his knees, but manages to keep it alive. Unable to hold the blue line, however, is Colin Driscoll. Now Driscoll hauled down by Weber. No call coming there. Hagley gives along Doucette. Doucette with it again. Puck on his backhand. Power move towards the front. Goes wide. Avazov goes back to Driscoll at the point now. Avazov with it once again. Avazov slides down low. Passed in front. Doucette goes handcuffed. Couldn't get it on goal. Driscoll again. Shot it deliberately wide. Looking for a deflection. Now Hagley with it. Hagley passed in front, and getting in the way of that was Ryan Wojciechowski. Another shot. They score! Brandon Avazov. A power play goal, and it's 2-0 New Jersey. That's the second goal now that New Jersey has scored early on, where Alex Fernandez makes the initial save, but the rebound comes out to a dangerous area, and Fernandez, not much that he can do after selling out on the first one. So over 8 minutes gone by here in the first. New Jersey leads it 2-0. Wallace goes D to D for Madsey. And now it'll be scooped up by Nicholas Rogers. Rogers with a pair of goals 2 weekends ago, again, well, rather 1 weekend ago against the Northeast Generals, was scratched for yesterday's game. Finds himself back in the lineup and finds his team needing a scoring touch. This is pitched forked into the neutral zone, picked up by Hoover. Gavin Hoover, the forward wearing number 30, sends a shot that doesn't miss by much, goes over the top of the cage. Madigan unable to clear. Nice hit thrown by Rogers. On the receiving end of that is Rocco Siri, and Siri seems a little shaken up by it. Here's Madigan out of the Danbury zone. Hattrick's looking for a change, so no help for the native of Duxbury, Massachusetts. Last year, Madigan played with the New England Knights here in the NA3HL. New England Knights are not playing this season, as there was lots of movement in the NA3HL, especially here in the Northeast. You had a few teams in Massachusetts, you had a team up in Maine, really all over the place. With everything going on in the world, the number of teams in the Northeast area has certainly settled down. Nice hit thrown at center ice. Connor Lefkoff, and then sending one off the post is Jake Oldham. Kavanaugh finds it underneath him, and he'll hold on. Well, Danbury hasn't had the most puck luck in this series against New Jersey. That's now the fourth post that they've hit in the past 2 periods, as Oldham just launches one towards the cage, and Kavanaugh gets a little lucky. 9:52 to go in the first. Off the draw, it's controlled by the Titans. Doucette's pass for Avazov knocked aside, but who else but Hagley in support keeps things going. Chipped off the glass, out of the zone. Chasing after this is Brandon check that was Adam Palameke. Palameke runs into the linesman. And now we have a whistle and a face-off coming up in the New Jersey zone. 9:30 to go in the first. 2-0 your score, New Jersey with the lead. First line of Weber, Cope, and Dubé on the ice for the white and orange. False start on the draw is jumping the gun just a little bit was TJ Stone. Byron will step in for the draw, and Byron sees Weber send it back to the point. Wojciechowski a drive that never made its way through. Stand-up block by Randall Green. Cleared all the way down the ice. Chasing after it is Tanner Smith. Ryan Wojciechowski will get there first. And we'll have an offensive zone face-off in the New Jersey zone once again. Well, looks like New Jersey got away with one there as Randall Green snuck his way onto the bench. Colin Driscoll will replace him. Off the draw, it's Driscoll behind his own cage. Driscoll takes a high stick. Another penalty coming up on Danbury. I believe it's going to be Luke Dubé going to the box. And indeed it will be. So 9:12 to go in the first period. New Jersey already with a 2-0 lead. And they'll be going on to the power play once again. New Jersey 1-for-1 with the man advantage. Westendorf will step in for this draw. It's underneath the body of Tanner Smith. Collected and sent all the way down the ice by Bryce Wallace. Cavanaugh out of his cage. Puts one right onto the tape of Brett Bell. Bell will reverse back for McKinney. Here's Isaiah McKinney connecting up ahead with Byron. Byron dishes one off for Bell. Got a little confused there as Brett Bell is playing as a defenseman on this second power play unit for Andre Kapranov's New Jersey Titans. He'll run the same power play with George Hagley as the forward up top with the number ones. Hagley just made his way onto the ice. Behind the net, this is Avazov. Avazov has an option in Bell, doesn't give to him, now he does. Getting a stick in there is Westendorf to break things up. Wallace absorbs a hit, can't get the puck out of the zone. Avazov behind the cage, passed in front. Westendorf gets there and gets it out of the zone. Doesn't get it all the way down the ice though as McKinney is able to send it off the boards. And now it's Doucette, dropped off Avazov. Avazov tried to feed Hagley. Getting in the way was Brandon Cope, and Cope's able to clear. 35 seconds to go on New Jersey's second power play. Chopped back in by Cope. 25 remaining. And this is Gavin Driscoll. Or check that, Colin Driscoll. Made that mistake yesterday, too. For those of you wondering, Gavin Driscoll was a teammate of mine in college. Well, it's at least 10 years ago now. That's all you need to know. Either way, Gavin Driscoll gets it up ahead for Brandon Avazov. Avazov forces it into an empty area. Shelkin gets there first. Hagley holds the blue line. Weber manages to give it along to Dubé, fresh out of the box, and Dubé will just slap it on down. Lefkoff in as a forechecker, comes up with the puck. Lefkoff leaving it behind the cage. Cope. Brandon Cope thought about the Michigan move. And then a shot. It crossed the goal line. The referee's going to call it a goal. It was close, but it counts. And Danbury is on the board. It's 2-1. Give credit to Luke Dubé. His first goal as a Danbury Jr. hat trick. And that's the response that Danbury needed. And you know they're giving it to Dubé as the linesman needs a new puck from the scorer's table. So congratulations to Luke Dubé, his first goal in the NA3HL. And it comes as an important time. Here's Bacon at the point. Tries going D to D, but slides the puck over the blue line. Or rather, the wrong side of the blue line. Now Bacon through the neutral zone. It's Rogers from the blue line, is saved by Cavanaugh, and he'll hold on. You know, that's twice now that, or rather 3 times, that Danbury gains the blue line, and just throws it in on goal. We saw Kyle Madigan do it yesterday. That led to the first goal of the game for Danbury. We saw Jake Oldham do it earlier in this first period, ringing one off the post. We'll see if that changes how Kavanaugh plays zone entries. We'll see if it makes him come out a bit more aggressive. And if it does for the Danbury offense, now you're getting holes. Now you're opening things up. Of course, an easy way to make sure your goalie doesn't have to see any shots, keep the puck down at the other end. New Jersey's done a pretty good job of that as well. Through the neutral zone, it's picked up by Brandon Cope. Cope has Dubé with him. Cope's shot goes wide and will rattle all the way around the boards out of the zone. At the red line, Brett Bell trying to get the puck into the Danbury zone, reaching for it as well as Giovanni Russo. Now puck squirts out from the New Jersey bench. Cade Bacon is there. He goes D-to-D across for Connor Lefkoff. 5:40 to go in the first. A long pass intended for Palameke was behind him. Getting a stick on it momentarily was TJ Stone, but then a nice forecheck by Palameke forces the puck into that far side corner. Bain can't hold the blue line. Here's Philip Doucette into the zone. Doucette, nice move, shot saved by Fernandez, and he holds on. Well, it's not every day you see Connor Lefkoff get turned inside out like that. But Philip Doucette, native of Unionville, Pennsylvania, just did that, putting the puck to the inside of Lefkoff, going around the outside. And the veteran NA3 defender is kind of left in no man's land there. Here's McKinney at the point. Is anyone down low? Pape will get there first for Danbury. He's unable to clear. Colin Driscoll, shot into the skate of Rogers. Now a delayed call coming up against New Jersey, and we'll see Danbury's power play for the first time. And it's going to be a holding call against Nick Byron. And with 5:04 remaining in the first period, the Danbury Jr. hat-tricks with an opportunity to tie things up. Danbury has converted on 2 of their 13 power play opportunities through 3 games. That puts them 18th overall in the league at 15.4%. Off the draw, it's won by Weber. Madsey fakes a shot, gives along for Lefkoff. Lefkoff back to Madsey. Has Cope on the far side, gives him a one-timer, and getting a blocker on it was Kavanaugh. Weber picks up the rebound, trying to give it back to Lefkoff. He does. Here's Connor Lefkoff turning in the corner. Lefkoff in some trouble. McKinney giving him everything he can handle. Rogers gives back Lefkoff. Now Weber at the point. Weber a shot. That pinballs right into the midsection of McKinney. Rogers holding on to it. Rogers and Weber in the corner. Weber comes up with it. Weber now looking for an option. Off the boards back for Rogers. They're really working on McKinney here on this lower part of the box. Weber tried going around the boards. Getting in the way was the referee, but unable to clear is Tanner Smith. Now Brandon Cope gives along for Cole Madsey. Madsey has an option, and Lefkoff gives to him. Lefkoff a shot, gloved by Kavanaugh, and he'll hold on. Well, that's the shot selection that you want to see if you're head coach Kevin Cunningham. But give credit to the New Jersey Titans defensemen for allowing their goaltender Ethan Kavanaugh to see the shot. Nick Rogers was in front of the cage for the hat-tricks. And that's a big body that you toss in front of the net there, especially on the power play. Rogers, 6'3", 205 pounds. He is 19 years old. Not bad. Chipped off the glass, all the way out. Rather, well, so far out, it ended up in the Danbury bench. That's going to keep the face-off down in the Titan zone. A minute and a second remaining on Danbury's first power play of the game. 4:05 to go in the first period. Mastroni on the draw. He'll go up against Philip Doucette. .50-50 puck squirts out into the slot, cleared out off the elbow of Wallace, and so Ryan Wojciechowski will collect in his own end. He gives to Mastroni. Mastroni's pass connects further along with Kyle Madigan. Wallace comes up with it. He'll go over far side for Mastroni. Mastroni gains the zone, Delayed call coming up against the Titans. Fernandez to the bench. Danbury, I was going to say Danbury only has 4 skaters on the ice because of what was going on behind the play. It's Rocco Siri giving Kyle Madigan the business right in front of the Titans bench. And Siri's going to sit for at least 2. The question's going to be if there's going to be an even up call that goes against Danbury. Now, the referee's arm was up, so we know that the initial call was against New Jersey. There's 31 seconds to go in the power play. The explanation being given to Cole Madzi. He'll report back to the bench. It'd be nice if he could report it up here as well. 2 minutes has gone on the board against Siri, and the Danbury penalty box remains empty. And it looks like that's how we'll skate. Did hear the referee say if you put him in a headlock, it's a hold. And, well, for those of you who are aspiring referees at home, that is some good advice. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for Danbury. Dylan Weber up front with Rogers and Cope. Madzi Lefkoff on the point. Philip Doucette, the lone forward for New Jersey. He's got McKinney and Driscoll behind him in the triangle. 31 seconds of a 5-on-3. Danbury controls off the face-off. Lefkoff gives across to Madzi, but the puck jumps over Madzi's stick, and they need to regroup. Now Cope back into the New Jersey zone. Brandon Cope looking for an option. Slides it to Lefkoff. Lefkoff thought about the shot, gives back Madzi. Calling for it is Cope. He gets it. Cope across. Weber in the slot. A shot deflects wide. Rogers picks it up. Thought about the wraparound. 2 seconds and one. It's a 5-on-4 advantage now. Cope winds and fires. Saved by Kavanaugh, and he holds on. Nice save by Ethan Kavanaugh, having to look through a forest of legs in front of him. If he lets that rebound go, both Dylan Weber and Nick Rogers are on the doorstep to bang it home. So New Jersey, slightly out of the woods. They still have a minute 23 to kill off on Danbury's second power play. Officially they're 0 for 1 so far. Here's Dylan Weber. Kyle Madigan has replaced Rogers on this unit. In front, intended for Madigan, sticked aside by Kavanaugh and cleared all the way down. 1:05 to go now. Cope gaining speed through the neutral zone. Draws in a defender in McKinney. Cope swings around the cage, puts it into the skates of Madzi. Madzi goes down low. Madigan will get there first. Now giving back Madzi. Up top, it's Cope. Cope thought about the shot, slides it into an empty corner. Getting there first is Colin Driscoll, and Driscoll clears it all the way down once again. Well, it's still early in the season for Danbury in this power play. Now this pass too far for Cole Madzi. It's an icing call, and things will come back down into the Danbury zone. 2:04 to go in the first period. 29 seconds to go on Danbury's power play. You get an idea of the social distancing going on here at the Danbury Arena. Towards the bottom of your screen, you see multiple rows tarped off. You see nobody on the far side in the 200s balcony, as that's been, well, completely shut off, save for our offices up there, but, well, nobody to bring into the office anyway. 1:59 to go in the first, 23 seconds to go in the power play. It'll be Justice Sheltgen and Tanner Smith up front for New Jersey. Nick Rogers back on this power play unit. He has Mastroni and Luke Dubé joining him up front. 13 seconds to go on Danbury's power play. Mastroni through a neutral zone, directed by Dubé along for Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski sends one on goal. Mastroni got a deflection on it. It's loose on the side of the cage. Kavanaugh gets a blocker on top of it. He'll hold on. Now 97 seconds to go in the period. 2 seconds remaining on Danbury's power play. And so Ryan Wojciechowski, one of the defenders. Danbury needs another defender to step on the ice. There's Cade Bacon. But Wojciechowski's going to have to be aware that He'll have a Titan player behind him right about now. Off the boards, Bacon manages to hold the line. Cope gives along for Weber. Weber pressed from behind, lost possession of the puck. We have a whistle, and let's see what the call is here. It's going to be a hit from behind, and it's going to go against New Jersey. Randall Green will sit 2 minutes. I said that he pressed Dylan Weber from behind. Referee with a better angle, well, saw the shoulder go into Weber's number. And so with $1:25 to go in the first period, Danbury now goes onto their third power play, basically in a row. They're 0 for 2 so far, and they'll have to start from their own end as Alex Fernandez leaves it behind the cage for Ryan Wojciechowski. 75 seconds to go in the power play. If Danbury cannot score in that time, they will have a carryover time of about 30-some-odd seconds. Here's Cade Bacon. Swung down low for Mastroni. Mastroni for Dubé. Under a minute to play now in the first. Bacon, his shot was deflected in front. Nice job by Isaiah McKinney. Now Mastroni goes over to the short side, tries to connect with Nick Rogers. Rogers unable to get a stick on it. Bacon overskates the puck, as did Brett Bell. Bell eventually goes back to send it back down deep. And now Bacon with 35 to go in the period. Connor Lefkoff in the neutral zone will flip it into the near side corner. Brandon Cope gets there first. McKinney there as well. Weber comes in, lost a handle on it, cleared all the way down once again. 18 seconds to go in the period. Fernandez thought about passing it, instead leaves it to Cope. Perhaps time for one last offensive opportunity here. Brandon Cope with 10 seconds to go. Cope into the New Jersey zone, tries to stick handle his way through everybody, lost it to Tony Thomas. 2 seconds remaining in the period, and that'll do it. So at the end of one, it's the New Jersey Titans 2, the Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks 1. The Hat-Tricks, 15 minutes remaining in the third period over the Northeast Generals. And then later on tonight, the New Jersey Titans NAHL team will play their first game of the season as they host the Maryland Black Bears down in Middletown, New Jersey. Danbury in their home white uniforms, they'll go from left to right on your screens at home in the second period. Brandon Cope, Dylan Weber, and Nicholas Rogers will get us started. The first power play unit, and we're back underway. Sent down into the Danbury zone. Puck takes an interesting hop off of the boards. We did promise the New Jersey fans a bit of a chat regarding the quirks of Danbury Arena. We'll get there. 16 seconds to go in the power play, and here's Weber going back for Cope, Madzi, and now Lefkoff. Connor Lefkoff, he finds Brandon Cope. Cope, lots of ice in front of him, is shot, and Kavanaugh got a glove on it. 2 seconds and 1. The power play has expired for Danbury. Fresh out of the penalty box is Randall Green. He'll sprint across to the New Jersey bench. And we're back to 5-a-side. Connor Lefkoff, puck hit a puddle, so Lefkoff had to go back and retrieve. Now here's Dylan Weber. Weber taken down from behind. Is this going to be another penalty against New Jersey? It will be. And so the Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks will now have their fourth power play of this game, just 56 seconds into the period. Looks like Philip Doucette is the guilty party, and he'll sit 2 minutes for hooking as he got his stick into the midsection of Dylan Weber. Second power play unit of Luke Dubé, the lone goal scorer for Danbury. Nate Mastroni and Kyle Madigan up front. Ryan Wojciechowski and Bryce Wallace back on the points for Danbury. Stepping in for the draw for New Jersey was Brett Bell. It's controlled by the junior Hat-Tricks as Wallace sends it down low into the corner. Mastroni from a bad angle, saved by Kavanaugh. Puck pops out. Another shot, a kick save by Ethan Kavanaugh. Cleared up but not out. Having to reach back and finally sending it out is Vladimir Gorolov. 90 seconds to go in Danbury's fourth power play of the game. They're 0 for 3 so far. Here's Mastroni, passed long side. Madigan deflects that off of section 203, and the faceoff will be in the neutral zone. So on your screens at home, you see the bleachers on the far side. That is the second level balcony here at Danbury. It comes right up to the glass. If you lean over the edge of that balcony, you'll see ice underneath you. Danbury Arena is home to the Danbury Hat Tricks of the FPHL, the pro team here. And when this arena gets packed, it is certainly an intimidating sight for visiting teams to have the fans right on top of you. Another quirk here in Danbury is the opposite corners down to our lower left and the upper right. Those are the corners with the big old Zamboni doors. Brandon Cope scores! Brandon Cope, a power play goal, and we're tied at 2. For Cope, it's his fourth goal of the season, as once again Ethan Cavanaugh gets beaten from a distance. Cope wasn't even at the top of the circles yet, and he just launches a laser past the glove side of Ethan Cavanaugh, and just like that, the Danbury Jr. hat-tricks have tied this game. Here's Palameke. Sends it off a teammate on the Danbury bench. Faceoff's going to be in the neutral zone. Boy, I wasn't expecting Cope to take the shot. And it was a clean look that Cavanaugh had, but the release of Brandon Cope, my goodness, that's a weapon. Off the draw. Titans looking to respond. Instead, it'll be Palameke. Neatly ahead. Mastroni, a shot gets deflected out of play. Junior hat-trick starting to buzz a bit. They were outshot in the first period by a 10-8 margin. But they have come out strong here in the second. Oldham on the draw against Doucette. Doucette with a clean win. Here's Randall Green, dumped down in the corner, lost possession of the puck, sent on goal. Cavanaugh looking for it. It's underneath him. He holds on. Well, Chase Cummings was going to the near side post. Jake Oldham was looking to feed him. Really just put it in front of the cage and cause all sorts of havoc. And Cavanaugh was tracking that puck across. He has to open up his legs to go from post to cover Cummings. And leads to an opportunity. Delayed call coming up once again. We'll see who is the guilty party this time. It's going to be a tripping call. And is this going against New Jersey again? It is. Isaiah McKinney will sit 2 minutes. McKinney, a very important penalty killer for the Titans. And we'll get to see Danbury go on to their fifth man advantage. And we're just 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the second period. Danbury 1 for 4 so far. You just saw the power play goal scored by Brandon Cope. Doucette on the draw against Weber. Doucette with a clean win and a clean dump all the way down by Colin Driscoll. Fernandez leaves it behind the cage for Connor Lefkoff. Lefkoff flanked by Madzi and Cope. Goes along for Madzi, out of Madzi's reach, and cleared down once again by Brett Bell. Well, let's try this again. Lefkoff again comes out the far side, again has Madzi and Cope. This time connects with Madzi. Madzi over center red and into the New Jersey end. Madzi stops in the corner. Off the boards for Rogers. Now Madzi again. Madzi for Rogers down low. Brandon Cope has to go off of his skates. Keeping it alive is Connor Lefkoff. Nice move. The shot gets deflected by Rogers wide. Weber chips along Rogers again, trying to go back to Weber. Instead, it'll be Cope for Lefkoff. Now Madzi. Lefkoff. Down low, Cope. Cope a shot. Saved by Cavanaugh, and he holds on. Nice job by Ethan Cavanaugh, but nice puck movement shown by Danbury as well. Second unit of Mastroni, Madigan, and Dubé coming onto the ice for the home team. It'll be Justice Shelkin tasked with an important defensive zone faceoff. He wins it. And Tony Thomas able to get it along to Green, who sends it all the way down. This is going to result in a penalty. It's going to go against Danbury. Interference is the call, and Bryce Wallace will sit for 2. So 16-16 to go in the second period. We'll skate 4 aside for the next 51 seconds. And then the Titans will finally get another opportunity on their power play. As, well, they haven't had too many chances with the man advantage so far. Had a couple, but not too many. Certainly not the 5 that Danbury has had basically in the last 15 minutes of playing time. Here's Avazov behind the Danbury cage. Losing his stick was Cade Bacon. He picks it back up. Avazov goes back to the point for Green. Now Avazov slid down low for Byron. Worked off by Wojciechowski. Madigan sends one off the stick of Westendorf. Westendorf will chase after it. Leslie Westendorf got the first goal of the season for Danbury. That was an 8-1 affair against the Northeast Generals. It did not go Danbury's way. Another delayed call coming up against the junior hat-tricks. Titans threatening, sent in front. They score! Nick Byron. And the Titans retake the lead. It's 3-2. Well, you saw the Danbury defense starting to break down. Ultimately, it resulted in a 3-on-1 below the hash marks. That's not good. Fernandez was playing the initial puck carrier. Byron left all alone in the slot, and he drills one home. That also wipes out the delayed call that was coming. Or rather, no, it shouldn't wipe out the delayed call. That should release Wallace from the box. And then whatever the delayed call was, that skater should end up in the penalty box. The referee having a discussion with his linesman right now as they try and figure this out. But what should happen is Bryce Wallace should be released from the penalty box. Or actually, no, rather, referee's going to get it right because it's 4-on-4. Wallace stays in, and the delayed call gets wiped out. So that's the reason why these referees are well trained. Nice job by the officiating crew. 2 seconds and 1, and now the Titans are on the power play. Officially, this is New Jersey's third power play opportunity. They are 1 for 2 so far. Driscoll keeps it alive at the blue line, slides down low. Coming up with the puck, at least momentarily, was Hagley. It's taken away and dumped all the way down by Connor Lefkoff. Chasing after this is Brandon Cope. He'll get there first. Beats Bell to the puck, but Bell's able to poke it off of Cope's stick. Titans coming back the other way. Here is Tanner Smith. Smith sent in front. Getting a stick on that was Driscoll, but he sends it right into the glove of Alex Fernandez, who holds on. Fernandez certainly with some competition in the Danbury net this year. Landon Palmer is scratched today. He was the goalie of record for the one win that Danbury has so far. Nate Hadley got the start yesterday. He is on the bench today. And Trey Hirschfield recently added to the roster as well, a goaltender that the Danbury staff has been looking at for a while. Offsides is called here. Last year, Alex Fernandez was the backup goalie to Shane O'Brien. O'Brien has gone off to college. 13 games last year for Fernandez. Put up a goals against average of .375, a save percentage of .874. Not bad numbers for the youngster. Kavanaugh will leave it for McKinney. last year for the Colonials. Fernandez with a 6-7 record. Shot save, another save by Fernandez. Pape looking to clear as we're back to five-a-side hockey. A turnaround shot goes off of Wallace. 3 defenders on the ice for Danbury as this puck lands in the glove of Alex Fernandez, and he'll hold on. And as we were mentioning, Fernandez with a 6-7 record last year. He did record the first shutout in Danbury Colonials history. Only 2 shutouts last year for the Danbury NA3HL squad. Sam Booz picking up the other shutout. That came towards the end of the year against the Long Beach Sharks. Danbury will see the Long Beach Sharks soon enough. And they'll also see the Bay State Bobcats for the first time on Sunday. An 8:15 scheduled face-off here in Danbury, and we certainly hope that you'll join us on Hockey TV as once again a shot gets deflected out of play. Face-off will remain in the Danbury zone with 13:50 to go in the second period. Brandon Cope, Nick Byron. Goals so far in this period. False start on the face-off. Looks like Aiden Bepko will get kicked out. And replacing him will be Cameron Pape. Or check that, it won't be Pape. Now New Jersey's centerman and Brett Bell gets kicked out of the draw. And now Connor Lefkoff's going to get sent to the penalty box. Let's see if a New Jersey player goes with him as well. Lefkoff to the box. Now, Lefkoff had his back to us on the near side wall. He was paired up against Jake Spangler. I'm not sure if Lefkoff gave Spangler a whack or not, but the New Jersey Titans are going to end up back on the power play. It's their 4th opportunity. They're 1 for 3 so far. Well, everybody, well, rather both teams, getting plenty of special teams time right now. And after all that explanation, Cole Madsey isn't too pleased with it. And he'll find, well, no, Madsey's going to have to stay on the ice. So it'll be Madsey and Bryce Wallace on the blue line for Danbury. Dylan Weber, Brandon Cope up front. Brett Bell on the draw for the Titans. 1 to the near side corner. Madsey dealing with Spangler. Bell comes up with it. Bell behind the cage. Officially, Lefkoff will sit 2 minutes for delay of game. At the point, it's Driscoll playing catch with Bell. Bell stepping in. A shot. He scores! Brett Bell, a power play goal, and it's 4-2 New Jersey. Fernandez unable to track that shot through the traffic in front of his crease. And now a pair of power play goals have seen the Titans restore their 2-goal lead. For Bell, his 2nd goal of the season. And now a timeout being called by Kevin Cunningham in the Danbury Jr. hat-tricks. As the momentum in this second period started off all Danbury. The Titans bent but did not break. Now we've got ourselves a 4-2 game. I imagine the message being sent by Andre Kapranov down to your left to his Titan squad is simply keep doing what you're doing. And it's working now. And meanwhile, to the lower right, you see Kevin Cunningham gathering his team in a huddle, and well, he'll try and settle them down and get them back to playing their game. 4-2 your score, 13:27 to go in the second period. And the New Jersey power play, after being shut out yesterday, going 0 for 4, They're now 2 for 4 so far today. And 25% conversion rate on the season bumps them up to 13th overall, tied with the North Iowa Bulls and the New Ulm Steel. So that's nice. 13:27 to go. And we'll see what kind of jump the Danbury Jr. hat-tricks will have in their step here. It's going to be Jake Oldham, Chase Cummings, Aiden Bepko, tasked with injecting a little energy back into the home team. They'll have to get the puck first, as it's controlled by the Titans. Here's Gavin Hoover coming together with Cade Bacon. Bacon and Hoover battling behind the cage. Oldham in to help out as well. Off the boards by Cummings, but not out. Cummings will get another opportunity. This time tries feeding it to Oldham out of his reach. Driscoll steps in. Titans stay on side. Gorilov for New Jersey. Taken away by Cummings. Cummings lost possession of the puck. Wojciechowski will simply flip it as far as the New Jersey blue line. No icing on this play as Isaiah McKinney will touch it up. McKinney, a pair of forecheckers that he has to deal with. Bepko in there. Bepko sends one in front. It's loose on the side of the cage. Cavanaugh doing the splits, keeps it out. Now racing to the outside, it's Brett Bell. He has one already. Bell taken down from behind. No call coming. Cummings can't get it around TJ Stone. Stone, the captain of this Titans squad, now sees the puck go past him. And back to retrieve is Russo. Russo's pass goes off the stick of Bell. Wojciechowski flips it back into the offensive end. Madigan, just out of his reach, taken away by Stone. Stone sends it off the boards. This should be icing. Chasing after it is Connor Lefkoff, and he gets there. Nice hustle shown by Brett Bell and Giovanni Russo, trying to beat out that icing call, but Lefkoff is certainly fleet of foot himself. 12:01 to go in the second. Nick Rogers, Brett Bell on the draw, Gloria playing on the arena sound system. Figure we might have a family or two in the St. Louis area listening. Here's Rogers, a shot, he missed high. Danbury likes shooting glove side on Ethan Cavanaugh. Rogers had the opportunity, but hit nothing but glass. Chipped off the boards. This should be another icing call. Indeed it is. And now, once again, the referee's going to have to figure out who was actually on the ice and who wasn't. Brandon Avazov snuck his way onto the ice. He's getting himself set for the face-off. We'll see if it gets sniffed out by the officiating crew this time. And it looks as though he's been discovered. Well, nice try. Didn't quite work out the way that they wanted it to. Now, that was something that you saw after the NHL lockout of 2004-2005 when the rule change came about where you couldn't change after an icing. It was done to promote more offense, but until there were penalties handed out against these teams, here's Cope with a shot saved by Cavanaugh. Until penalties were handed out against these teams, what you would see some teams do is if they knew it was an icing, everybody on the ice would sprint to the bench and about 10 skaters would jump on the ice, make the officiating crew work. Personally saw Salisbury University and Alvernia University, or rather Alvernia College back then. They might be Alvernia University now, but two schools that were notorious for pulling that off. Here's Hagley in the near side corner. Puck on his forehand. He'll cycle it back down low for Avazov. Avazov completes the cycle with Doucette. Doucette canceled out by Bain. Sent into an empty corner. Getting there first is Dylan Weber. Weber unable to clear, taken away by Avazov. Avazov will send it into the near side Zamboni corner. This time it's Jamison Bain. Softly around far side. Madzi is there to collect, and he'll pitchfork this one all the way down the ice. It didn't land until the top of the circles in the New Jersey end. Brandon Cope chases after it, but to no avail. The faceoff will come back down into the Danbury zone. 10:17 to go in the second period. 4-2 your score. New Jersey with a pair of goals on the power play. Right now, that seems to be the difference. Danbury certainly with plenty of opportunities themselves. They are 1 for 5 with the man advantage. Controlled by the Titans. Here's Byron. He has a goal today. Jamison Bain is there. Given along for Madzi, broken up by Tanner Smith. At the point, a shot kicked aside by Fernandez. Bain looking to clear it up the wall. Instead, it'll be Dylan Weber going behind his net. Unable to be handled by Cope. Another shot goes high and wide. And again, Danbury with some tired legs out there. You're not seeing much of a controlled breakout from them right now. Here's Jamison Bain. Fresh off the bench is Kyle O'Neill on the forecheck. O'Neill forces a turnover. O'Neill sends it in front. Bouncing puck goes over a pair of New Jersey sticks. Nate Mastroni coming the other way for Danbury. Mastroni overskates the puck in the neutral zone. Delayed call coming up. Not sure who it's going to go against. I believe this will be a Danbury power play. Interference is the call. Kyle O'Neill, the guilty party. So we'll get to see the junior hat-tricks power play once again. 1 for 5 so far this afternoon. Their last power play was canceled out with 51 seconds remaining on it, and then New Jersey scored 4 on 4. Madigan will step in for the draw. First time we've seen him take a face-off today. He wins it. But stepping right into it is Tanner Smith. He's unable to clear. Ryan Wojciechowski takes it off his stick. Wallace goes down low. Mastroni. Mastroni's shot is blocked and cleared all the way down by Tanner Smith. Fernandez will leave it for Wallace. Wallace played last year at the local high school. They call it BBD for Brookfield, Bethel, and Danbury, one of the co-op schools here in Connecticut. Shot saved by Kavanaugh. Rebound goes into the same side corner. Back at the point. Wallace keeps it in the zone, but nobody else wearing white and orange there to help out, so the Titans are able to clear. Here's the defenseman Driscoll. Gavin Driscoll goes around far side. Madigan able to cut that off. He gives back to Wallace. And with 1:05 to go in the power play, Danbury starts getting their other unit on the ice. Here's Ryan Wojciechowski. Softly off the boards for Kyle Madigan. Madigan stops, looks for an option. Swung down low right onto the stick of Isaiah McKinney. McKinney will take it himself, killing off a bit more time. Sends it down deep and avoids a hip check thrown by Cole Madzi. Cope leaves it behind for Lefkoff. Now Cope again. 38 to go with the man advantage. Lefkoff to Madzi. Madzi, he takes the hip check from McKinney. A little defenseman on defenseman crime there. 25 to go. Here's Dylan Weber. Trudging through the neutral zone. Weber, top of the circle. Thought about a shot. Dishes off Madzi. Given along further for Lefkoff. Now Madzi again. Lefkoff. 4 Danbury players above the circles. In front is Nick Rogers. Madzi along Lefkoff. Madzi again. 2 seconds remain on the power play. Cope stepping in. A shot saved by Kavanaugh. Directed out of play. Faceoff's going to remain in the New Jersey zone, but out of the box is Kyle O'Neill. Will skate 5 aside once again. 7:10 to go in the second period. You get a look on your screens at home at one of the upgrades here at the Danbury Arena. The video board proven to be very popular with the players. I imagine once we have a full house in this barn once again, the fans will certainly love it as well. That has been a project here at the arena, oh gosh, probably over a year long now, as the initial plan was to rehabilitate the existing video board. Only problem was that video board was in standard definition, and let me tell you, it's a little hard to find replacement equipment for a 20-year-old video board. So That board went away. An HD board was installed in its place. Looks pretty nice. Chase Cummings beaten to the outside. Here's Randall Green, the defenseman, sending one in front. Bacon's able to flex it away. Now Green again into the glove of Fernandez. And Alex Fernandez will hold on. We mentioned Brookfield, Bethel, Danbury, and their combined hockey team. Fernandez, a native of Bethel, Connecticut. About, call it 10 minutes down the road here off of State Route 59. Real cute downtown if you ever find yourself in the area. At the point, a drive by Thomas goes wide. Siri sends it back down into the Danbury zone. Jamison Bain, under pressure, falls down. Wallace will pick it up. And the BBD alum will look to break out. His pass goes behind Pape, chasing after this and beating out the icing calls. Wesley, or check that, is Jake Oldham. Nice hustle shown by Oldham. Bain. The couple forecheckers looking at him. Chase Cummings behind the red line. Gets upended as well. Nice hit thrown by Tony Thomas. Now 2-on-1 developing. On his backhand, unable to take the shot, is Spangler. Cummings looking to clear. Taking the puck away is Rogers. Everybody comes together. A stick goes pirouetting through the air. Those things are expensive. Now, offsides called against New Jersey. They had a 3-on-0 if they could have stayed onside. And unfortunately, we've seen this a few times now from Danbury, where the defense just seems to get lost momentarily, and it results in an odd man rush going the other way. 5:19 to go in the second period. 4-2 remains the score. Here's Wojciechowski trying to connect with Rogers. Rogers eventually corrals the puck. Rogers into the zone. Shoveled down low. Centering attempt bounces through the crease. Kyle Madigan with the pass. Now Lefkoff from his knees breaks things up. Cameron Pape jumps away from a check from Isaiah McKenney. 3-on-1 into the zone come the Titans. Hagley across. Abizov handcuffs, couldn't take the shot. Now Driscoll at the point. Driscoll off the mask of Fernandez and out of play. That doesn't feel good. 4:42 to go in the second. Fernandez seems none worse the wear. Faceoff will be to his right. Nick Byron, Justice Shelkin, and Tanner Smith up front for the Titans. Dylan Weber, Brandon Cope, and Luke Dubé, the forwards for Danbury. False start off the draw. Shelkin will get kicked. And it will be Tanner Smith who steps in. Tanner Smith at 6'2", 180 pounds. One of the overagers for this New Jersey Titans squad. He's played a pretty solid game. Off the boards, here's Weber. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Dubé with him as well. Weber a shot, saved by Kavanaugh, and he holds on. Dylan Weber, I think, was looking to generate a rebound, as Colin Driscoll did a great job of shutting down the passing lane. Only way Weber was going to get that puck to Dubé was by sending it off the bottom left pad of Ethan Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh knew that too. He got his glove there. 4:25 to go in the second. Weber on this draw against Gorilov. Cleared out. Madzi at his own blue line. Dubé deflects it into his zone. Weber is there. Weber sends one across out of the reach of Brandon Cope. Dylan Weber slow to get back up to his skates. We saw Weber get a bit shaken up in yesterday's game as well. Dubé behind the cage. Taken away by Hagley, not out of the zone. Madzi directs one wide of the goal. He'll chase after it himself. Abizov gets there. Brandon Abizov absorbs a couple slashes, doesn't let it faze him. Madzi, a turnaround shot, never made its way through. TJ Stone in the way of that. Now Lefkoff up for Cope. Cope will softly play it in. Westendorf and Palameke, teammates last year, chase after it. At the point, Lefkoff keeps it alive. Knocked down, not a high stick shot by Westendorf, just goes wide. Delayed call coming up against New Jersey as Westendorf was hauled down by Randall Green. Green's not happy with the call, but he'll sit 2 minutes for hooking. And with 3:22 remaining in the second period, we'll see Danbury's power play once again. This is their 7th opportunity. They're 1 for 6 so far. Mastroni, Madigan, Dubé leading things off for Danbury. Lefkoff and Wojciechowski at the point. It's rare on these power plays that you see Connor Lefkoff and Cole Madsey get separated, but I imagine Madsey will be on the ice soon enough. That puck went off of the protective netting along that far side corner. Nobody seemed to notice it. Wojciechowski directs it for Mastroni, gets it back. He winds and fires, and a stand-up block by Tanner Smith. Cleared all the way out. Fernandez leaves the puck for Lefkoff. Smith, the lone forechecker. Mastroni out of his own end. Mastroni into the New Jersey zone. Stops at the top of the circle, tries feeding one across for Madigan. That goes off a New Jersey stick. And about 7 rows up in section 102. Oh, you want to talk Danbury Quirk, section 102. They're famous enough they have their own clothing line essentially out there now. Home to the most passionate fans in hockey. They have their chants, they have their cheers. They revel in getting a reaction out of the visiting team. And, well, quite frankly, they usually get one. Lefkoff gives along Madsey. Lefkoff again. Lost the puck for a moment, gives back Madsey. Cope. Hard for Weber. Dylan Weber now at the blue line. Gives back to Cope. Brandon Cope stepping in, lost possession of the puck, and cleared into the Danbury bench by Tony Thomas. Faceoff's going to remain in the New Jersey zone. New Jersey is allowed to change for this one, and so Tanner Smith and Brett Bell, 2 centers, will come back out onto the ice. Dylan Weber stepping in for this draw. Yesterday we mentioned how important he turned out to be last year for the Danbury Colonials with his face-off prowess. He gets another win there. Now he has the puck in the far corner. Chipped behind the net. Unable to clear was Thomas. Cope sent one towards the front of the net, and then Weber on the follow-up. A bouncer goes off the skate of Kavanaugh. Here's Weber again, a shot low. Kavanaugh makes the save, and it's cleared all the way down by Rocco Siri. 25 seconds to go on Danbury's 7th power play. Here's Connor Lefkoff. The initial pass goes off the stick of Smith. Lefkoff back to retrieve, gives along for Madsey. 12 to go with the man advantage. Madsey, pestered by Bell, sends far side Rogers. Rogers, now Bell involved once again. Rogers not much help on the near side here. Got it into the New Jersey zone, but 2 seconds and 1, and we're back to 5-side hockey. Here's Rogers fanning on a shot. In front of him was McKinney. At the point, Lefkoff keeps it alive. Behind the cage, picked up by Driscoll. Driscoll, a long pass, goes off the stick of Doucette. He was trying to direct it for Bell. Down him in Danbury zone with a minute remaining in the second period. Lefkoff doing battle with Doucette. Around the boards, kept alive by Driscoll. Driscoll thought about going D to D. Instead, keeps it along this wall. Gives to Doucette. Doucette a pass in front, and with the shot, sending it wide, was Riley Havlin. First time we've said his name in this game. Another shot by Doucette goes wide. Hagley back at the point. Using his body to shield the puck is McKinney, and Fernandez has seen enough. He'll clamp a glove down on the loose puck and settle in for a face-off to his left with 31.9 to go in the second period. Well, for a first period, that went by rather quickly. The pace here in the second hasn't exactly matched. Gavin Hoover will step in against Jake Oldham. Hoover will get booted. Tanner Smith will step in instead. Both lefty shots. Oldham remains for Danbury. And on a 50-50 draw, the Titans come up with possession. 25 to go in the period. Hoover cross-checked from behind, and that's going to result in another penalty. Tanner Smith with a couple words for Jake Oldham, as Oldham with a clear cross-check right underneath the numbers of Gavin Hoover. And with 20.8 seconds to go in the second period, New Jersey will go on to the power play once again. They already have 2 power play goals in this game. This will be their 4th opportunity. Kavanaugh stays in goal to our right. Not the craziest thing to pull your goalie, but with 20.8 seconds to go, a little too much time for it to really make sense. Westendorf with a clean face-off win. In the corner, he'll pin it up against the boards. He's going to try and kill the rest of the period right here. Delayed call coming up. Let's see what happens. Now a little more jostling, a bit pawing at each other. Referee's arm is up. And we'll see if this wipes out New Jersey's power play or if they're going to get themselves a 5-on-3 for an extended period of time. That's exactly what's going to happen. Cade Bacon of Danbury will sit in the box. 2 minutes for hitting from behind. And the New Jersey Titans now with a fantastic opportunity to put this game out of reach. They will have a 5-on-3 for 1:52 seconds. 12.6 to go in the period. At the point, given along McKinney. McKinney steps in. A shot saved by Fernandez. Rebound is loose in the corner. Smith gives back to McKinney. 3 seconds to go. Another shot saved by Fernandez. And that will do it for the second period of play. So at the end of 2, it's New Jersey. For New Jersey, they lost the first game in overtime 3-2. They came back and skated away with a 4-1 victory on Danbury ice. Their NA 3HL squad got the victory yesterday, 4-3. They're up 4-2 right now with the opportunity to put this game out of reach. New Jersey in their black road uniform, skating from left to right on your screens at home as we get to see New Jersey's power play set up once again. Here's Doucette in the corner, watched closely by Wojciechowski. Back at the point, and now Avazov. Avazov goes back McKinney. Giving along Driscoll. Driscoll across Avazov. Great save by Fernandez. And he holds on. That is not an easy save to make for any goaltender. Alex Fernandez going post to post. And we know what kind of shot Brandon Avazov has. And Fernandez able to get a glove on it. 1:13 to go in 5-on-3 play. Here's Avazov with it again for McKinney. McKinney shoots wide, had some daylight above the blocker. Avazov holds it just barely alive at the blue line. It's cut off and sent all the way down the ice by Cole Madzy. On the forecheck is Wesley Westendorf. McKinney out of his own end. Isaiah McKinney drops it along for Doucette. Doucette sends it around behind the cage. Getting there first is Shelkin. Justice Shelkin sent in front. Great save once again, Alex Fernandez. McKinney at the point. Looks to Driscoll and gives to him. Driscoll down low. Bad angle attempt. Fernandez kicks that aside. McKinney again. 24 to go with the 2-man advantage. McKinney nearly poked off his stick by Westendorf. Here's Avazov down low. Madzy holds him against the boards. Lefkoff in there as well. Lefkoff is able to clear all the way down the ice. 5 seconds to go in 5-on-3 play, and then shortly thereafter, only a 6-second difference, Danbury will be back to even strength. First one has expired. Oldham out of the box, was going towards the bench and stopped to get into a defensive position. Fanning on the pass was Russo. Rogers steals it in the neutral zone, and Danbury will see Rogers go in onside. Driscoll, referee in the way. A shot comes. Rebound bounces over the stick of Madigan. Following up is Pape. And Kavanaugh sends it over the cage. Pape with it again along the boards. Comes out, taken away by Russo. Russo goes off the boards, knocked down out of midair by Pape. No high stick, and so play continues. Here is Madigan, sending it back down deep. Getting there first is Driscoll. Driscoll and McKinney have been on the ice for 2.5 minutes now. Finally, they'll start to get their change. Behind the net, Jamison Bain breaks it away. It's Cole Madsey now. Madsey comes far side for Madigan. Kyle Madigan, 1-on-3 into the zone. He'll just take a snapshot that goes high and wide. Madsey on the follow through. Rogers there as well. Palameke gets a stick involved. Instead, it'll be Brett Bell. Stone across for Driscoll. Return pass knocked away by Mastroni. A centering attempt. Palameke was well covered. Now Lefkoff. His shot flutters up in the air, knocked down by Bell, and Bell looks to clear. Puck on his backhand. Lefkoff gets in the way. Puck still in front of a New Jersey bench. Goes off the skates of Palameke. Palameke will chop it down a bit deeper. Here's Randall Green. Stone able to get the puck out. Bacon goes D to D for Wojciechowski, who sends it back down deep. I'll give credit to Danbury after killing off that 5-on-3. Certainly an extended 5-on-3. They're getting a little offensive opportunity as Mastroni's shot handled by Kavanaugh. Still in the zone. Mastroni again gets around Stone. Westendorf gets hooked from behind. No call coming. And it's going to be Tanner Smith breaking it out. Smith softly into the Danbury zone. Fernandez out of his cage. Pokes it away from Smith. Cade Bacon is there. Fans on the first pass opportunity. And he'll take it himself out of the zone. 4 minutes gone by now in the third period. Danbury needs 2 to tie. Here is Dylan Weber. Given down low. Wraparound attempt. Knocked down by Kavanaugh. We have a whistle. It's another penalty against New Jersey. It's been a few minutes, so I guess they were due. Randall Green will go to the box once again. And Danbury will now go on to their 8th power play opportunity in this game. They are 1 for 7 so far. And with 15:47 to go in the third period, you figure if Danbury's going to get back into this, a goal here would go a long way in accomplishing that goal. Weber with a clean win. Goes back to Lefkoff. Now let's see Danbury set up. Not much movement shown by the Hatties so far. Cope. Nick Rogers is doing lots of work in front of a New Jersey net. Now Weber. Lefkoff. That shot gets blocked. Cope. Hard around the boards, intended for Weber. Gets to him. Dylan Weber turns. Gives back to Brandon Cope. Cope steps in. A shot saved by Kavanaugh, and he holds on. Now you're getting a better sense now of what Danbury wants to accomplish on their power play, as they have 2 defensemen up top at the blue line in Cole Madsey and Connor Lefkoff. You've got Dylan Weber and Brandon Cope basically at the top of the circles out wide. And then Nick Rogers causing as much havoc as he can in front of the blue paint. Mastroni gets booted from the face-off circle. And so Luke Dubé will step in. Kyle Madigan, the third forward. Off the draw, nice face-off win by Nick Byron. He has had himself a very good game. He's come up with important face-off victories and has a goal himself. Mastroni goes behind the net for Dubé. Dubé has it knocked off his stick. Wojciechowski will hold it alive at the blue line. Gives down low Dubé. Now Madigan. Off the boards, Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski tries swinging along to Bacon. Goes through a pair of players. Mastroni keeps it alive, but only for a moment. Rolled off his stick. And Rocco Siri is able to clear. 55 to go now on Danbury's 8th power play of the game. Here's Nate Mastroni. Mastroni gets dumped down right in front of the New Jersey bench. Brett Bell throwing the body. 38 to go on the power play. Here's Brandon Cope. Cope with speed over the Rabbit at center ice. Cope into the zone. Swinging behind the net. Looking for an option. Dishes off Madsey, gets it back. Cope tried going to Lefkoff, but another strong defensive play by Brett Bell breaks it up. 15 seconds to go in the Danbury power play. Time for one last chance. Here's Madsey. Off the glass, he'll chase after it himself. Getting there first is Driscoll, and he'll simply continue it around the boards. 2 seconds and one, and we're back to five-a-side hockey. 13:45 to go in regulation time. Danbury trails by 2. Here's Dylan Weber. Off the boards, chasing after it. McKinney knocks it away. Hagley for the Titans. Goes through the legs of McKinney, but Driscoll in support comes up with it. Driscoll bumped by Weber. Sends it into the Danbury zone. No icing on this play, and so Fernandez leaves it behind the cage for Connor Lefkoff. Lefkoff over center ice, flipped in on goal. Kavanaugh will hold on, and faceoff will be in the New Jersey zone. Don't hate that play by Connor Lefkoff, simply throwing it towards the cage. If he got it a bit lower, would have been more difficult for Kavanaugh to deal with it, but that is a tall ask when you're surrounded by 4 defenders. Shots right now evened up, 25 apiece for both these teams. Shot off the draw gets blocked. Palameke sent it towards goal. Rogers doing battle along the wall. Palameke just out of his reach. Hoover is able to clear. Chipped along by O'Neill. Picked up by Wallace. Behind the net, tried leaving it for Wojciechowski. It's turned over, and Alex Fernandez gets a blocker on top of it. New Jersey celebrating as if the puck went over the line. It looks like the officiating crew is going to talk about it. Puck was on the side of the net, and you see that the net is slightly off of its moorings. Well, could see that at home, but the camera moved. And it's the far post that's off of its moorings, so with no Danbury player really moving the net, I'm not sure how or if this goal would stand. New Jersey thinks that it's a 5-2 game as they're lining up for a face-off in the neutral zone. Cole Madsey is patiently awaiting the official's decision. And it's a goal! The New Jersey Titans lead it 5-2. And Danbury head coach Kevin Cunningham wants a reaction. Kyle Madigan has a linesman showing that the net was off of its moorings. But after a referee makes their decision, it is very, very, very rare that they'll change their minds. And so now the New Jersey Titans lead 5-2 with 12:40 to go in the third period of play. And this game simply getting a bit out of reach for the Danbury Jr. hat tricks. We'll await the official call from the public address announcer on who actually gets credit for the goal. Back underway. Madigan battling for the puck in front of a New Jersey bench. He has 3 players wearing black and red around him. Cole Madsey now in his own end. Up ahead, Pape. Pape lost possession. Rogers will come in to collect. Rogers tried giving it up for Madigan. Now Cade Bacon. Bacon off the glass into the New Jersey end. Corralled by McKinney. He goes far side for Hoover out of his reach. This should be an icing call, and indeed it is. 11:59 to go in the third period. 5-2 your score. New Jersey with the lead and well in control. Oh, we still haven't heard anything from the public address announcer. Of course, Danbury Arena's Director of Communications, Casey Bryan, on the public address system yesterday. He sounded great. Perhaps a future career for Mr. Bryan. We'll find out. In the meantime, Chase Cummings, his shot goes wide. Jake Oldham sends one towards the front of the cage, and Kavanaugh, in an awkward position, manages to get a glove on it. Everybody comes together afterwards. Don't see too much pawing, as it was Chase Cummings looking for the rebound, but this will result in another penalty. It's going to be a cross-check going against Gavin Hoover, and now we'll see the Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks power play for the 9th time this afternoon. More power plays than you can shake a stick at. $11:40 to go in regulation time. We mentioned before the last Danbury power play, if they wanted to get back into this game, that would have been a good time for a goal. Well, now they trail by 3. They got to get a goal on this one if they want to get back into it. Dylan Weber up front with Brandon Cope and Nick Rogers. On the point are Madzi and Lefkoff. Lefkoff with the puck on the near side. Goes across for Madzi, gets it back. Now Madzi again as they play catch. Here's Cope. Cope gets around a defender, lost possession of the puck. Lefkoff, a shot saved by Kavanaugh. Dylan Weber again. Madzi, down low, Cope. Cope across Lefkoff. Lefkoff sends it behind the cage. Kavanaugh did the splits, but could not cover where Cope wanted to put it. Now Lefkoff. Rogers in front. Rogers trying to bring it to his backhand, unable to do so. Kavanaugh got a stick in the way. Now Lefkoff again. D to D Madzi. Further Cope. Cope thought about the shot. Now takes it. Swallowed up by Kavanaugh, and he'll hold on. Well, the Danbury power play is getting looks. They're getting opportunities. Connor Lefkoff with the best chance so far, but he couldn't direct it on goal. Second unit of Madigan, Mastroni, and Dubé out for Danbury. Justice Shelkin will stay on the ice for the Titans. Clean win by Mastroni, a little too well as it's out of the reach of Wojciechowski, so Danbury needs to regroup at their own blue line. $1:05 to go in Danbury's 9th power play of the game. Bacon. Wojciechowski off the stick of Mastroni and down deep. Chasing after this and getting there first is Tony Thomas. Thomas reverses back to the far side wall, unable to clear as Wojciechowski steps in. Wojciechowski sends it past a pair of teammates. It ends up on the stick of Madigan. He goes back to Bacon. Now Kyle Madigan again. This one flipped up over a ducking referee. Unable to clear is Thomas again. Wojciechowski holding the line. Wojciechowski, a bouncing shot, a bit of a knuckleball from the blue line. Never made its way through to Kavanaugh. Mastroni with Siri on top of him. Rocco Siri is able to take the puck away, and he dumps it down. 22 to go in Danbury's power play. And even 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Here come the tricks. This is Lefkoff up ahead for Cope. Brandon Cope knocked off his stick by Doucette. Cleared as far as the red line before Lefkoff will leave it for Madzi. Madzi wasn't expecting it, and so Hagley is able to clear it all the way down, and that'll do it for New Jersey's penalty. Well, 9 power play opportunities for Danbury. They've only converted on 1. Kavanaugh touches the puck, but at that point the puck had already crossed the goal line, so the linesman with the correct call in calling it icing. Face-off will come back down into the Danbury zone. But 9 power plays in one game. You're happy that you got the 1 power play goal, but you know Kevin Cunningham, Brian Allen, and the rest of the Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks are expecting more from their power play units. Driscoll fakes a shot off the face-off win, sends down low for Doucette. Doucette in the corner. Now at the top. Tried feeding it down low for Hagley. Eventually it gets to Hagley by way of Colin Driscoll. Lefkoff battling to get the puck out of the zone. He does. Nick Rogers in support as well, taken away by Driscoll. Driscoll at center ice, poked away by Lefkoff. Glove down by Rogers. Rogers goes far side for Brandon Cope. Cope, he finds Lefkoff. Lefkoff, puck on his backhand across for Weber, and he sent it high and wide. Well, the best passing play for Danbury so far in this game, and it does not result in a shot on goal. Here is Madsey, starting 200 feet away. Gives along for Brandon Cope. Cope puts his head down, hustles ahead. Brandon Cope on goal, saved by Kavanaugh, and Cope gets dumped in the corner by Isaiah McKinney. Should be icing against New Jersey as this puck rattles its way around. Faceoff will be back in the New Jersey zone with 8:20 to go in the third period. 5-2 your score, Titans in control. Referee with a few words for the New Jersey bench, as I think that they have caught on to the idea of getting fresh players on the ice for an icing call. Off the glass, this should be another icing. Bryce Wallace chases it down. Referee right in front of the New Jersey bench, as you see on your screens at home. He's keeping a close eye on this now. Meanwhile, Danbury will change things up a bit. It's going to be Rogers up front with Pape and Madigan, Wojciechowski and Lefkoff on the points. First line of Doucette, Avazov, and Hagley on the ice for New Jersey. Here's Driscoll along the wall. Good keep by Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski saw a shot go on goal. That's blocked. Now pass far side. Hagley at the end of his shift, rather than chasing after it, will go off for the obedient change. Off the skates of Madigan. Played away by Green. Lefkoff stepping up. Now Green with it again. Turns it over. Lefkoff falling down to the ice. Tries centering it in front. Unable to get a stick on it was Cameron Pape. Tanner Smith looking to clear. Canceled out by Lefkoff. Rogers with it. Rogers, a backhand shot goes wide. But the whistle is blown. Net has come off of its moorings. Ethan Kavanaugh does the gentlemanly thing, puts it right back where it belongs. Faceoff will remain in the New Jersey end with 7:26 to go in the third period. Now, we mentioned Gloria being played by our music man before, Randall Green, a native of St. Louis, Missouri. Shot off the faceoff is handled by Kavanaugh. Weber, Dubé, now Wallace. Wallace sends one on goal. Stick to side, Kavanaugh. Further in the corner, able to clear it out as far as the red line is Randall Green. Now here's Cope the other way. Cope in and out of the glove of Kavanaugh. Puck ends up behind the cage. Wojciechowski in the neutral zone. Gets bumped from behind. And then Brandon Cope with a big hit as well. Tanner Smith on the receiving end of it. Well, physical play seems to be notching up a tad. Icing is called against Danbury. Face-off will come back down into the Tricks end with 6:31 to go in the third period. Oh, another song that the players might like. Tanner Smith, we mentioned before, is a native of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. Jump being played right now. And, well, for all you University of Wisconsin fans at home, you're not sure if you'll be able to get to the stadium anytime soon, but at the very least, you can still take the soundtrack with you. Rolling in on goal, Fernandez wanted to play it, but a good forecheck being put on by Kyle O'Neill will cancel that out. O'Neill, a native of Manasquan, New Jersey. Yes, that's a real place. Not a bad beach down there as well next time you folks find yourself down the Jersey Shore. Me personally, I'm partial to La Valette, about half an hour south of Manasquan, just north of Seaside Heights, and well, the less said about Seaside Heights, the better. 6:10 to go in the third. Driscoll knocks down the puck from Madigan, puts it onto the stick of Giovanni Russo. Russo stops, looks for an option, takes a shot right into the midsection of Wojciechowski. Lefkoff trying to get the puck off the stick of Brett Bell. Bell, another native of St. Louis as well. Lefkoff with it again. This time Wojciechowski had an option in Madigan. Now tries giving it to him. Madigan can't control it. Big hit thrown by Nick Rogers. Not sure which Titan is down on the ice. Looks like that was Russo who got the worst of it, and he just goes onto the bench. Shot on by Rogers. Kavanaugh holds. Face-off will be to Kavanaugh's left with 5:22 to go in the third. Well, looking towards the future, this is the second of 9 games that these two teams will play against each other this year. For the New Jersey Titans, they'll be in action again 5 days from now as they begin a 2-game set against the Long Beach Sharks. They are at Long Beach on the 21st. They host Long Beach on the 23rd. Although the Long Beach Sharks cannot host games right now, so a little curious as to where that October 21st game will be played. Meanwhile, for the Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks, they'll be in action again on Sunday, an 8:15 start, as this puck is loose on the side of the cage. Fernandez didn't know where it was. And they'll be in action on Sunday as they see the Bay State Bobcats for the first time this season. The Bay State Bobcats recently relocated from Elmira, where they were known as the Elmira Junior Soaring Eagles. A couple players like Javon Fogelgren have returned to the team. So far, Bay State has only seen Long Beach as an opponent. So these 5 teams in the East Division, they're not familiar with each other yet. They certainly will be soon enough. Here's Bryce Wallace. Tried directing one on goal. Getting in the way of that was Siri. Now Dylan Weber goes back for Lefkoff with under 4.5 to play. Weber with it again. Gaining the red line and sending it down deep. Chase after it himself, and he'll get there. Cope looking for one as well. Thomas takes it away. Lefkoff breaks up the pass in the neutral zone and softly sends it back into the New Jersey zone. Siri chipped far side. Wojciechowski fresh off the bench gives it along to Cope. Now a 3-on-2 developing for Danbury. Across for Weber. Weber bumps from behind, holds onto the puck, leaves it for Lefkoff. Lefkoff pressured in the corner. Finds Dubé. Now Lefkoff again. Back to Weber at the point. Weber's shot. That's blocked. Chipped up ahead over the stick of Kyle O'Neill. He'll chase after it. Ryan Wojciechowski should get there first, and there's the whistle for icing. 3:36 to go in the third. Doesn't really matter if you lose by 3 or you lose by 4, so we'll start keeping our eyes on Alex Fernandez to our right and see if he gets the call to the bench in favor of an extra attacker. Rogers, Madigan, Oldham up front. Rogers with the win back for Cade Bacon. Bacon, his shot goes off the arm of Thomas, and then the follow-through is saved by Kavanaugh. A slashing call has been whistled. Kyle Madigan with his hands up in the air. We'll see who this penalty goes against. Making his way to the box is Tony Thomas. And Thomas will sit 2 minutes for slashing. So, with 3:27 to go in the third period, Danbury Jr. Hat-Tricks are going to go on to their 10th power play opportunity. They are 1 for 9 so far. Fernandez, to our right, is positioned between the hash marks. We'll see if he gets called to the bench, assuming a face-off win. Dylan Weber is tasked with that. Instead, it'll be Brett Bell sending it into the corner, unable to clear. Here comes Fernandez to the box. 6-on-4 now for Danbury. Cope in the slot. A shot goes wide. Here's Lefkoff, along for Cope. Cope a shot. That one went off his teammate Nick Rogers in front of the cage. Sent all the way down the ice and in! From 180 feet away, Colin Driscoll. And it's a 6-2 game. Well, that's the problem with pulling the goalie and having the power play at the same time. If we're even strength, I don't believe that Driscoll attempts that shot, but might as well get the puck out of the zone. And from the bottom of the far circle, tucks it just inside the near post. That makes this a 6-2 game. Danbury still with 90 seconds to go on their power play. Interestingly, it was Ryan Wojciechowski who came onto the ice, a defenseman, as the sixth attacker, and Wojciechowski was sent in front of the net. Wojciechowski certainly has a nice set of hands himself, but for the junior hat-tricks has to be a frustrating game as they know the opportunities that they had, but were just unable to convert. 50 seconds to go in Danbury's power play, 2:13 to go in the third period. Lefkoff will gain the red line and flutter one in towards goal. Kavanaugh settles it. Driscoll unable to clear. Bepko along the boards, intended for Madzi. Madzi can't hold the blue line. Nice hit thrown by Ryan Wojciechowski as he separates Philip Doucette from the puck. Under 2 to play. Here's Weber back into the New Jersey zone. Weber stops, looks for an option, gives it down low for Brandon Cope. Cope scored the last goal of the game for Danbury. His shot is blocked. Driscoll will slap it down, and he hits Hagley. Hagley in, saved by Fernandez. George Hagley wasn't exactly expecting that puck to be anywhere close to him. Instead, it ended up on his stick, and he went in on a breakaway. Under 80 seconds to play. Byron giving along for Green. Green will drive to the outside. Takes a big hit from Wesley Westendorf. Westendorf takes a slash from Byron. We don't have the same angle that the referee does up here. It seemed like a clean hit. At the same time, however, Green went down very awkwardly into the boards. It's 2 minutes against Wesley Westendorf. Well, 2 minutes was indicated, but Westendorf has been sent to the locker room with 1 minute and a second to go in the third period. And we'll see if this is something more than a 2-minute minor. Well, 2 minutes has gone up on the board. And meanwhile, off the draw, the Titans now on their 6th power play of the game. They are 2 for 5 so far. Oldham, nice hustle shown here in the last minute as he breaks things up. Now Lefkoff sends it down low. The penalty is only 2 minutes for boarding against Wesley Westendorf, so he doesn't have to worry about any supplemental discipline. 34 seconds to go. Titans seemingly happy just holding on to the puck. They certainly don't need anything more. They lead by 4. Here's Connor Brown. Pitchforking it as far as the red line, collected by Green. TJ Stone gives back to Green, and the Titans are just going to kill as much time as they can until the final horn. As New Jersey Titans have come up to Danbury and have won 2 games in a row, this one by a score of 6-2. The Titans improve to 2-0 for the season. They're 4 points temporarily moves them into a tie for first place